I want to share with you some very powerful tips that you could use immediately that can be absolutely game-changing for you as a speaker. I have the privilege and joy of working with lots of speakers and coaches and authors and entrepreneurs and service providers and really helping them hone in their message, their presence, their delivery, and their confidence. And I want to make sure that you have this because when you get up on stage, it is absolutely essential that you establish your credibility and your presence right off the bat. Because if you lose your audience, it's harder to bring them back. So you got to be able to come up and exude that confidence and that clarity and be really compelling so that you grab them right away. I want to share with you 3 specific tips. I go very deep in this when I work privately or in the workshops that we do working with my clients, but I want you to have them because they can make an immediate difference for you. Number 1, why you? This means your credibility. This means the results and the accomplishments and what you bring to the table in a way that represents the breadth of who you are and what you have accumulated and brought forward. I'll give you an example. I worked with a client who, it wasn't until quite far into our work together that she told me that she had a PhD. I said, why didn't you tell me you had that earlier? And she didn't tell me, number 1, because she just didn't think it was immediately relevant to what she was working on now, but also because she just had some stuff around it. So we did some deep inner work and got really clear so that she could feel good and empowered and really own that accomplishment. And I helped her really connect the dots to see how very relevant it was to what she was doing now, insofar as really helping her distinguish herself from the crowd. I had the opportunity of being with her at a networking event, and she's talking to somebody. He says, "Can I have your card?" She pulls out the card. He goes, "Oh, you're a PhD. Tell me about that." Immediate connection, immediately distinguished. So I want you to be very clear about what you bring to the table from your credibility standpoint. The second aspect is your heart. What is it that you have lived through? What has your journey been from the pain to the transformation? What is it that is your inside accomplishments that people need to know about? The reason is because when they can connect with you on that level, it helps them connect with themselves more deeply. And that's powerful. That creates vulnerability, that creates safety and security and permission for people to go deeper. So I want you to be that kind of speaker because when you do that, it creates transformation. The third thing that I want you to be very, very clear about is your why. And that is really about what is your passion and what angers you or pisses you off or upsets you. Either sides of those will get you very clear and in touch with why you have to get this out in the world. And when you're to your passion on that deep level, then we'll feel it. Your audience will feel it. And if you're not going to bring that level of passion, I'm going to ask you not to get on stage. And I really mean that. Because if you're not going to bring it, why should we? Right? Why should your audience care? So your why, the credibility that you bring, your heart, what is it that is your own personal journey, and how can you bring more vulnerability, more exposure, more truth, and more like raw and real, kind of open the kimono so that people know who you are. And 3, your why. And when you know how to integrate all of those and connect the dots, that immediately distinguishes you, and people will get who you are at a much deeper level. And that impacts their experience and your results, and how you feel and how they feel in your presence. Look, that's just the tip of the iceberg of what we cover in Get Your Talk Done. And I would love to have you come and join us. We have more information and all the specifics on getyourtalkdone.com. So if you're serious about getting out on stages, you need to have your talk done. You need to have yourself clear and ready and confident, and then your delivery and your presence needs to demonstrate that as well. So let's get you out on stages. Come and get your talk done. And I'd love to know how this was for you and what you're using it for and what results you're producing. So share on Facebook or email me, but I'd love to know. Thank you for listening, and I can't wait to share more with you. Bye for now.